While we're talking, guys, really quick, 15-point jump in S&P, Dow's up 85 on this presidential tweet, getting very close to a big deal with China. They want it, and so do we. Very in all caps, big deal in all caps. It doesn't take much for this market, Jim. Any word from
Well,
him?
then you buy Apple, because then what happens is that if there's a deal, then maybe the Chinese say, you know what, we want to encourage Apple. I mean, again, there's a big meeting tomorrow. I have said on Mad Money many times, you don't know what's going to happen. So be prepared if there's a decline, so you can buy good stocks. And if there's a deal, well, God love you, things are fine. But the Apple reversal this morning against the evidence lab of UBS is a bright front and center. You get a deal with China. They love the Apple iPhone. They do.
A big deal with China, is that different than a phase one deal? It's hard to imagine it would be anything more than what we've anticipated, but it would still be.
What little we've had to go on, the Ag Secretary, Perdue, on Fox, did say that China's committing to $50 billion in ag, but they won't put it in writing, and that is the holdup, according to Perdue.
It's pork. That is where the president is most aggrieved. They need to see a deal with pork because the Chinese don't have a healthy hog business, and we do. And that's the one that the president's been mystified. Why don't they just come in and buy pork? But I continue to think you don't need a deal. You don't need a deal. So, don't decide that your whole investment portfolio is dependent upon a deal.
Will you be disappointed if there is one?
Will I be disappointed if there is one? Wow. Kind of, yeah. Kind of. I mean, geez, when are you going to take them on?
Because you want an extended conflict, trade conflict.
I think the longer that we have one, the more we stop financing their intellectual property theft. Their cyber, boy, I tell you, when I speak to these cyber, David, the hacking, it's nonstop during this period.
Listen, we first pointed it out, I think it's 7 years ago I did that piece, or 8 years ago.
Would you use
when it
your
became
phone
a board of
if you were in
directors?
China?
No, of course not. You have to
Of
get a
course,
burner phone.
Explain that to people, because I think most people feel like, hey, I'll use mine.
But,
they're listening.
No, they are. Listen, I can remember having conversations. Corporate America was a little late to wake up to it. I mean, you had big corporate. Goldman Sachs had a board meeting there. They would have board meetings over there because they thought it was important. Can you imagine what the Chinese were listening to? But everybody's aware of it. There is, it's been a board level issue for years now in terms of corporations being aware, being a lot more careful, and employing so many of the firms you talk so often about, Jim, in terms of cybersecurity. Because the Chinese have been so aggressive for so long in trying to steal intellectual property secrets.
Well, is it a Cold War? I mean, I think that it could ratchet up if the Chinese don't come in and buy. They have to show good faith, and they haven't.
Meanwhile, the gaming stock's doing very well. Xi is expected to go to Macau and offer some policy rewards. The reporting says in return for them not having the social unrest that Hong Kong has had.
That's interesting, because that is one of the things that the president was counting on, was that that Xi would bless Sheldon Adelson, Las Vegas Sands. Do you know that? I used to call it Macau Sands. That is a deal point that the president wants. Wants good news for Las Vegas Sands.
Because he's such a huge supporter, Adelson?
Yeah.